Hello, I'm so excited to make this video. First of all, I'm Scarlett of Scarlett Stitch Studios. I'm a longtime crochet cosplayer. I have over 15 years of experience both crocheting and cosplaying and doing crochet cosplay, along with other fiber art, but crochet will always be my first love. This has been a long time coming, but I am finally launching a Patreon. I've had people ask for this over the years because they want to support my work, which I am so honored and blessed that people feel that way. My imposter syndrome has stopped me from so much, and it's crazy because there is a mediocre man out there who is way underqualified that's just going for it, and I'm here saying maybe I'm not able to teach people to crochet cosplay. Like, maybe my tutorials won't be good enough, maybe I'm not going to be good enough at this. Is anybody even going to care? When I've been doing this for 15 years, and I absolutely am qualified. I have teaching experience, I've taught one-on-one in person, I've been making tutorials for quite a while, I have free patterns available, I have sold and published a pattern, which I think went pretty well. I learned a lot from it. I really would like to pursue being an artist, a full-time artist, supporting myself with my art. That would be really great. Being a starving artist just isn't appealing to me as much as it's romanticized. As somebody who is disabled, I have pretty steep medical costs just to maintain being alive and functioning and doing stuff. So it's been very hard to conceptualize a reality where I can focus on my art, which is a struggle I know a lot of people relate to. So in 2026, I'm trying to do everything I can to go for it, to support myself with my art. And I want to be clear that I'm not trying to gatekeep my skills, I'm not trying to gatekeep the information that I have. Things that I am giving to patrons in terms of education and tips and stuff are things that other people will be able to get. It will just be early access for patrons, and having a Patreon will allow me to make more videos and tutorials and patterns and do this stuff. I know sometimes people launch a Patreon and there is gatekeeping that happens and you can only access stuff as a patron, and I'm also trying really hard to make it as affordable as possible to as many people as possible. But if it's just something you can't swing right now and you still want to learn about crochet cosplay, you're welcome to hang out on all of my socials and my website. I will be posting all of this stuff for you as well when it comes to educational content. At the same time, I do want to try to figure out ways to reward people for supporting me. You know, because that's really sweet. So I have my computer in front of me and I'm going to read the perks for the 2 tiers that I have. Right now I have just 2 tiers. I'd love to get some feedback on stuff that people would be interested in. These are things that I think I can realistically achieve every month. And there are other things I've looked into which I think would be really cool. But also, as much as I want to be a full-time artist, I am still a caregiver for my grandma, and I'm managing going to appointments and keeping track of stuff and doing my best. So that's something that's a responsibility that's not going away. But this is what I can do in the meantime and be as much of an artist in this period of my life as I can, and hopefully get myself prepared to one day transition into art as my full-time career. I still don't have cute names for the tiers. Some people have really cute names and I was really struggling, and I was like, I gotta just put it out as it is, and that's something we can update later. So that's an example of me saying perfectionism, not today. The first thing, and what I think might be the coolest, is you're gonna get exclusive voting power. This means you're gonna decide the content that I'm putting out and the order that I'm putting it out in. I have a ton of backlog for different projects I've made, especially my cosplay since I started competitively cosplaying. I make build books, I take notes, I take so many more pictures. There are also my non-competitive costumes where I'm starting to have a much better practice of documenting and note-taking because I have the intention of putting out tutorials for how I'm making these things. But I have a lot, and I get kind of overwhelmed with where to start. So y'all will also be helping me out knowing which ones to prioritize. So you'll get to vote on the different big cosplay tutorials that I am dropping. Smaller stuff, I have also like mini tutorials and crochet things, what series to start filming sooner, things like ergonomics in crochet, things like how to get started with competitive cosplay, and a series on cosplay competitions from the perspective of crochet cosplayer, and all sorts of things. So you get to shape what the curriculum, what the content will be on my channel. I was playing around with a Patreon Discord, but I'm kind of in the middle of figuring out a Discord alternative because I don't like the BS they were pushing with age verification. That stuff is crazy and we need to put an end to it. And I know eventually it'll probably reach whatever alternative I find if we don't get a handle on it. But I dislike that they were so quick to adopt it, and I'm finding a better alternative. So whatever alternative to Discord I create, that will also be something that patrons get access to. So that's coming, but it's not technically one yet. Behind the scenes content, self-explanatory. You get some stuff from behind the scenes. You also know what I'm working on sooner than other people, because sometimes I don't really announce a cosplay until it's well underway, or I just show up to a con in it, so you'll be in the know. Oh, you'll also have me vote for which costumes to build and make, because I'm like, I have so many that I want to do, which ones do I get to start on next? And you'll get to decide stuff like that. Early access to patterns. When I publish a new pattern, you will get to see it first. Whether it is a free pattern or a paid pattern, you will get early access to purchasing that paid pattern. I'm thinking right now patrons will get access to YouTube videos 2 weeks before I put them up on my YouTube. And in terms of pattern access, probably that same timeline. You'll have access to the patterns 2 weeks, especially if the pattern drop is going to coincide with the YouTube video or tutorial. You'll get a monthly discount code to my shop. Currently my shop is on Etsy, but Etsy has really betrayed me recently, and I will be moving away from Etsy. Another series that I would like to work on is how I'm running my small business, how I'm supporting myself as an artist, or attempting to in 2026. So talking about my Etsy, switching over to possibly Shopify or other things, it's something I will be taking y'all along with me for. And access to my Patreon shop. So for cosplays, I make build books. I make build books for competitions, but then after the fact, I make a huge build book where I go over things in excruciating detail. I explain everything. This is also me creating a library of references. So when I work on a future cosplay, I'm like, how did I do that? I have extensive notes. So a standard build book for a competition is going to be like no more than 10 pages. If you can really avoid it, it's very condensed. It's usually more photos than explanations. And it's pretty much just saying, hey, I actually did make this. These are skills I implemented to make it. Judges don't have time to read a lot for it. For the build books that I'll be publishing in my Patreon exclusive shop, these will be like 40 plus pages. It's gonna be ebooks for each costume and how I made it, so you can get all of the details in there. Now tier 2, like I said, everything in tier 1 you will have access to. And tier 2 is $5 a month. I'm really trying to make this affordable, y'all. I am trying my best. I'll be working on stuff and doing exclusive patron lives. You can ask me questions about what I'm making. You can also ask me general questions about crochet, about cosplay. Potentially do some other hangouts where it's a little bit more chill and I'll do some Q&A stuff. Maybe we can play games together or things like that. It's not exclusive crochet live streams because there's other cool stuff to do. But we'll have exclusive live streams for us to hang out. You will become a guaranteed pattern tester. This doesn't mean you have to pattern test when I make a call for pattern testers, but anytime I have a call for pattern testers, if you are a current patron, you will be accepted to be a pattern tester. If you're being generous by supporting me on a monthly basis, that means a lot to me. And I also really like doing giveaways. So in addition to like giving you the perks of being a patron, we're gonna do some regular giveaways because it's really fun to send people stuff. So you get access to giveaways at the $5 a month perk. And giveaways won't be happening every single month. I just don't have the ability to do that. But maybe one day I will. Maybe I'll be able to collab with more sponsors. So that will be a monthly thing. But for now, it'll be when I'm able to. And tier 2 also gets my contest build book. So I will post the build book that I submitted to the judges. So that's going to be like the 8 to 10 page build book. You'll get to see that. And then you also have access to the Patreon shop where you can buy the bigger build books and ebooks. So those are the 2 tiers. I would love to know what you think. I just have a limited amount of time as a caregiver, so I need to make sure that I can deliver on what I'm promising, and this is what I feel comfortable with, but perhaps you have a suggestion that would be easy for me to incorporate, and I would love to hear it. Another tier / perk I would be interested in adding is one where you'll get a guaranteed video call with me, and I'll help you through a specific project. Like if you're working on a crochet cosplay and you want my mentorship and advice tailored to that costume and you want that specific attention, we can go over planning that cosplay. If you're stuck on something, I can help you work through it. and that could be like an hour-long video call, potentially having space to do, weekly check-ins for the month that you're a patron. And I'd love to do that if that's something that people are interested in, like crochet coaching. I know once a creator decides to be a coach, it's like, are they actually focused on other stuff? But since the premise of this is educating people about my crochet cosplays, I feel like it actually makes sense. Project work-alongs are something I'm interested in. I'm also interested in hosting those on my websites outside of Patreon, but maybe patrons would get access to that or those classes at a discount. Those are some other things I was thinking of down the road if I have the ability to do physical printouts of things. I know mail clubs, people like getting stuff in the mail. Maybe a monthly exclusive stitch marker design, because I've been getting into making stitch markers. But physical things is a whole new realm, so this is all digital right now. Although I will say I am going to be sending out holiday cards to all of my patrons, so if you are a patron during the month of November, probably I will get that list. I will send those out in December, so join my Patreon. I'll make you a really cute holiday card. So I want to say thank you in advance to those who become a patron and see the vision and are supporting me on what has been a lifelong dream of mine, to be an artist and support myself with my art. And I want to really say thank you to the people who have given me this push and encouraged me that I can do this and I should do this, and that my perfectionism and imposter syndrome have to be defeated. Things don't have to be perfect. I can grow and learn as I go, and things will be good, and things will also be rough, and we'll figure this out together. And that imposter syndrome should not hold me back anymore. I have 15 years of experience. I know how to crochet. I know how to do crochet cosplay, and I know how to teach people. And I want to. I'm very excited for this. This is something, like I said, has been a long time coming. So if you have the ability to support me at $1 a month or $5 a month, it will make a huge impact. I promise you I will try my best to make it worth your money. Yeah, I'm really excited. Also, I have an Etsy shop. I sell patterns on Ko-fi. If you'd like to make a one-time donation on Ko-fi, I do take that. I have a wish list on Throne with specific things that will help my art practice or things for cosplays, if that's another thing you're interested in supporting me in. But the things that support me the most are the free things. Commenting on my pages, giving me encouragement, liking posts, sharing stuff with other people in your circles, and also when you see me in person at a con or event, coming up to me and talking to me. First of all, when somebody recognizes me, I have never gotten over that. Like, it has happened so many times, and it's happening a lot more often, and every time I feel so incredibly touched. Somebody says I'm the reason they started crochet cosplaying, I cry. Maybe not in that moment, because I'm good at keeping my cool, but every time somebody has said that to me or commented, it has made me tear up, because that is like the coolest thing that somebody could say. So on that note, like this video, subscribe to my channel. Y'all will be learning. I've been very blessed to engage with more positivity online than the hate that I have experienced. Not that I haven't, but the kindness has always outweighed the negativity, and that means a lot to me. Okay, bye.